Hope you all are having a good Sunday evening. I figured I'd come on tonight and just talk a little bit about fabric bases, talk about how our pre-orders work, talk about how dyed fabric works. That way there will be a video that's here that will hopefully share all of that with you. Again, my name is Genevieve. This is Thunderbird Handcrafted. That is our business. I love to sew. I've sewn for over 20 years. And I love to work with fabric and colors, and just so excited that this is where this journey has taken me. So if you are here this evening, there's my son. Hello. What are you planning on doing?
Taking a shower.
All right, go ahead. If you are here this evening, please say hello. Let me know in the comments if you have gone over to our website, to the thunderbirdhandcrafted.com, and if you've gone and booped the snoot. And what that is our dog Apollo. If it's the first time that you're on our website, you'll see that he'll pop up. You can click on him, and then you can sign up for our emails, and that will provide you with a free code for a free fabric sample pack. And we have 3 different sample packs to choose from, which I'll go over in a little bit. But come in, say hello, tell me that you are here this evening, and hopefully we can get started. I want to try to keep this Q&A to probably about 30 minutes, and that way, you know, the replay won't be super long for anyone, and hopefully we can do that. But if you do have questions as I'm going through them, I will obviously answer any of the questions that are asked here live. And if you do end up watching this on the replay and you have a question about one of the fabric bases, I try to check my comments at least once a week to go through and answer any of those. Hi Sherry, hi Jackie. Thank you for booping Apollo's snoot. And he's here with me. He's a little rambunctious. It's been raining the past 2 days, and so he really needs to go out and run. But unfortunately with the rain, I would like to not have mud all over my house. But he was just pesting me. He had a pup cup tonight already. I think he's a little calm. We'll see. He's giving me the side eye. So hopefully we'll get through this, and if you have any questions, like I said, just let me know. I may have booped the snoot more than once. You are most welcome to boop the snoot more than once. He enjoys the boop the snoot, and we do not mind if you boop the snoot more than once. So I'm gonna just post in the comments. You would want to make an account for our website. I think this link here will bring the snoot up for you. You'll see Apollo's face, and then you just put your email and your if you do want text message announcements. I don't send out a lot of text message things, but I do try to send emails out when things are going on, and just to remind you of, you know, what's happening each month, updates, and also usually when I do videos, I try to send out emails as well. So there's the link to our website where you can create an account. All right, so let's just talk about when you do boop the snoot. We do have 3 different fabric sample packs to choose from. Now, what you'll find, and the way this business started was primarily with my hand-dyed fabric. Actually, a year ago, very soon, I think in like the next week or so, it was the first time I ever released some of my dyed fabric for sale. And that just stemmed from me teaching Shimbori Indigo, and I had leftover fabric, and I figured I would dye it and see what happened, and everybody seemed to love it. And so that's how this all started. Then last November, we had our first print pre-order, and our pre-orders are pretty unique because we have a very fast turnover time. You're only going to wait 7 weeks from the end of pre-order, which I think from what I've seen is pretty fast. And that's because all of our fabrics are American milled, they're American printed, and they are eco-friendly printed and organic fabrics. We do not deal in anything that is synthetic. We do have a sport lycra, but all of our fabric is organic and eco-friendly. So we work with a local printer, which has been great, and that allows us to get those fabrics out to you much faster than what you might get from other companies. But I still purchase fabric from other small shops. I have nothing against it. I just really felt, having my background be in ethical fashion, I really wanted to know the entire process if I was going to offer print fabrics. And also for my dyed fabric, I needed to have a source that I knew that the fabric was not treated with anything prior to me dyeing the fabric, because that allows my dyes to be bright and bold, and continue to stay bright as well. So when you go boop the snoot, we do have 3 different fabric packs for you. We have our bag making favorites. Okay, so that's this little pack here that I'll go through. We also have our hand dyed fabrics, so fabrics that you're going to see that the majority of the time these are the fabrics that you can get in the dyed, that I do dyed retail for. And then we do have our apparel lovers as well. So pretty much all of these fabrics can be dyed as well. All right, so you know, you might see this summer we're going to play around with some of our bag making favorites for some of the dyed. As well as apparel. Most all of them except for the sport lycra. I would say you probably won't see me dye sport lycra because it probably won't. I'm going to test it, but it probably won't dye super bright just because there's some other blends in there that I would need to have higher heat for. But we'll start with the bag making ones, and then we do have linens as well. And our linens, our Normandy linen and our light linen, those are all milled in France, but our linen cotton canvas is milled here in the US. If you're not sure what milled means, it means that they're wove here, they're manufactured in the United States. So our bag making favorites, I'm going to start here with our Kona cotton. All right, so our Kona cotton is a thicker cotton blend. If you're not familiar with Kona cotton, it's fairly popular in the quilting world, but it is a thicker cotton, and you can kind of, when you look at the Kona cotton on the opposite side of it being printed, you can actually kind of see the weave of the Kona cotton, and that's something that's kind of unique about Kona cotton, is you can see the weave a little bit more than what you might see on other cottons, which a lot of people like that because it gives it some texture. But I'll show you as far as what I have made in Kona cotton. So this was what does she call it? Cherishing Today, Brandy. Oh goodness, I forget the name of this pattern. But this is Kona cotton on the front. This is our feathers Kona cotton. And I have this interface with some, is it fleece interfacing? Some woven fleece interfacing. I know that Amber, the crafty reporter, she has used the Kona cotton on bags. It does need an interfacing. I would definitely say it needs an interfacing, whether you're going to sew it on an industrial or on a domestic machine. But the Kona cotton is still really great for bag exteriors and interiors. So I would encourage you that if you are making, you know, bags, or if you're a beginner bag maker, the Kona cotton is really a great base. And so we do offer our feathers each month in retail. We will offer a new feather print in Kona as part of retail. You can order the Kona during our pre-orders. But the Kona cotton is really a great base. It is not a wide width fabric, okay? Again, because it's meant for quilters and you're not going to have as wide of a width. I think the width might be in the 40s, maybe 52. But it's one of the shorter width fabrics when you get it by the yard. But it definitely, it really has a soft feel to it. So if you're looking for something that really, and that's why quilters, I think, love it, because if you're doing a quilt, you want the top to still be really soft. But the Kona cotton is definitely a favorite for a lot of people. So I highly do recommend giving the Kona cotton a try. And I don't know if you can see, I can see it here looking at it. Again, the weave of the Kona cotton just gives it also a little bit more depth than what you would find in a traditional cotton woven fabric. Okay, so that's the Kona. I don't think I have, oh, I do. I do. This is a bag I just did recently with our Wicked, our Defy Gravity series. So this here on this part of the exterior, this is also Kona. And it turned out really nice. And this I interfaced with, again, I think fleece as well. Woven fleece interfacing, a Peloton interfacing, and then also sew fuse. So the Kona cotton is still great if you're going to do it for bag exteriors or bag interiors, or if you're a quilter or you're doing any type of home decor. I would say that the Kona cotton is great. I most likely will not be, you won't see a lot of Kona cotton unless I have some swatches or samples of it and dyed. I could dye it, but I find because it is one of the more economical print bases that I have, I probably won't be doing that. I do have other wovens, other cotton wovens that that I do for my dyed fabric. So the Kona cotton is really a great choice, whether you're a bag maker or you're doing home decor. I would also say, like I used to do dresses for my daughter, children's clothing. I would say the Kona cotton is probably really great for that too, as well, because it is not a very see-through cotton, right? So it would be great for those sorts of things as well. So that's the Kona cotton. If you have any questions about the Kona, just let me know and I can kind of dive into it a little bit more. The next bag making base is our brushed cotton. I wish everybody could feel this. This is one of the reasons we wanted to do a sample pack, a fabric sample pack, so you do get the brushed cotton in the bag making favorite sample pack. It just feels like velvet on top. I don't know how to explain it other than that. It just has this really, really soft feel to it. It's so nice. And I've used that for bag exteriors. You will find brushed cotton in my dyed fabrics as well as in our pre-order. This is a 60-inch width. So again, for our quilters, if you're looking for a backing for a quilt, the 60-inch width, you might need to piece it together, but it's still a pretty nice width fabric. And this is also great if you're doing apparel like children's clothing. But let me find the bags that I have that are made with that. So I have, this is a dyed bag with the brushed, and so this is the brushed cotton for a bag. This is the dyed brushed cotton. I don't know what I did on the interior of this. Oh, I used other fabric. But I did use the brushed cotton for the strap on this. And it's wearing nice. It's doing good. And it really does have like a velvety feel to it. Jackie said, I got the sample pack and the brushed cotton feels so good. It really does. It has like a velvety feel to it. So I highly recommend giving it a try. Just because you do get, if you're buying the brushed cotton, you are getting extra width there. So the value there, as far as what fabric you're getting the most fabric for your dollar. So I do offer it in the dyed as well as in print. Hi, Janie. So brushed cotton, I would definitely say, I feel like that one, if you're going to get a fabric that is like a cotton woven, you can use it for a lot of different things, okay? And it still is great for exterior bags. I believe this here on this bag, I interfaced this with a sew fuse, with Castine's handcrafted sew fuse, as well as some Decoville light, I think, on this area, and it stayed fairly nice. I mean, this is when I was first, this is when I was first doing my fabric. I probably could have done a little better interfacing myself on this, but it's still looking pretty darn good. So I highly recommend the brush. I just feel like if you're looking for economic value, I would definitely go with the brushed cotton. Let me see if I have anything else in the brushed cotton. I don't think I do. Yeah, no, I don't. Nope, I don't. But I really do like that, and that's why I have that under the bag making favorites, because I think if you want economic value, I would definitely go there. Now we get into the next one that I feel like once people use the next two, these are really like my die-hard bag makers. These are the two bases that I feel like my die-hard bag makers like love, and it's one of the reasons why we offer these next two in half-yard cuts and 1-yard cuts. And it's really just because I know as a bag maker, many times I don't need a full yard of fabric. So our Luxe Sateen is really what I would say, I mean, it is one of my favorite bases. So this is our Luxe Sateen that's on this bestie. Janie's like, I love the Luxe Sateen. You can see that it has like a sheen to it, so it gives it a very like glamour looking type of look on the exterior. Okay, so that's Luxe Sateen there. This was a book bestie. I have foam in this. It's just, it turned out really, really nice. And then this one also is, this bag is also made with Luxe Sateen on the exterior of the bag. Now, what I would definitely do with the Luxe Sateen, really any of my bases, just because none of them are waterproof, because we use all organic fabrics. None of our fabrics are waterproof. I would encourage you to use some Scotch Guard, you know, spray them with Scotch Guard. And, you know, I feel like you're going to get the life out of the fabrics. But this is interface with Sofuse, and then I think I have foam. I have foam in here. It's hard to remember what everything that I used, but I think I interfaced this with foam after I interfaced it with Sofuse. And this is one of our floral prints. We have rainbow florals, a floral in every color of the rainbow that's like this. I just love this. I want to make a bag for myself out of every color that we have. So that's the Luxe Sateen. I think this also here, this is Luxe Sateen. It just has a more silkier feel to it, but you're not going to feel like it slips on your machine. Like I guess for those of you who have used the Luxe Sateen, feel free to comment on like how things sew, because I know a lot of people love the Luxe Sateen and how it sews. I feel like once you interface it, as far as a bag maker, it is going to give you the structure that you want for your bags. And I think it would be really great. I actually have some of our Dark Academia series in Luxe Sateen of our Badger, our Potter series, our Badger prints. I bought enough to make myself a dress that would have like a fuller skirt to it, and I think you could really do some really beautiful things with the Luxe Sateen for apparel as well. But I definitely feel it's one of the thicker bases. It's not thick that you can't sew it on a domestic. All of our stuff I feel is very domestic friendly, but you're definitely going to be able to use it for a lot of different applications. And then the next one is what I would say would be our heaviest base, is our basket weave. So this is the basket weave. You can see that it has a very, you know, woven texture to it. And what I love about the basket weave, I have a couple different pieces here with the basket weave, is it really, if you wanted to wax it yourself, you totally could. But it definitely gives a lot of definition. You know, it gives you a lot of depth with your print. And then it also just has a really beautiful texture to it. It'll really make your pieces structured. You wouldn't have to interface it an awful lot to get that feeling of almost like a domestic friendly vinyl. So the basket weave I really love. I have it here, and I have it here on this. So you can see the basket weave is just a very, it is thicker. I test dye it, and then I remind myself, oh yeah, that's why you don't dye this, because it's so thick. You might see some small sample pieces dyed over the summer of this, but mostly if you want basket weave, you will have to grab it in our print pre-orders or when we have it in retail. And like I said, this base I do offer, just like the Luxe Sateen, in half yard cuts, because for those of you who are making bags, you probably don't need a full yard of something to make a bag. Now, I do feel like the basket weave is also a great curtain or home decor fabric. You could totally do outdoor pillow shams. Gosh, like I said, either you could do curtains or tablecloths or placemats. Like, I feel like this fabric is, the weight of it just really does make a nice structured item. So if you're, into home decor items, I think that this base would be a really great base to do home decor as well. So there's the basket weave items that I have. What do I have inside this? I have to remember what I have in its linings. Oh, this has some canvas in its lining. So that is our basket weave. So that is our bag making favorites pack. Now, you might have also received the linen, okay? And so the first one is our Normandy linen. So Normandy linen is exactly what it is. It's full Normandy linen. Has a really beautiful weave to it. You can get it printed. I wanted to do that because I know I saw some apparel people wanting to do linen skirts for the summer or linen shorts, and we're looking for printed linens. And so you can get printed linens from us. Now, Normandy linen is not, it is a higher end fabric, but it really is going to make beautiful items. Linen flows great. And so I do usually try to sell, if I do dyed linen, I usually try to sell it in fat quarters. I will have a light linen that is coming out for this summer. I don't have that in the sample packs, but the light linen is just, it is a lighter weave. It is a little bit more see-through. And so, because I have a lot of embroiderers who like to use the linen for embroidery work. But I do use the Normandy linen. I've used it as exterior of the bags. Amber over the Crafty Reporter, she's done an entire bag with linen. So this is the Normandy linen on the bottom of a bucket bag that is dyed. And what's really great about linen is the texture of it allows, when I dye it, it really allows the dye to set and create a lot of different types of splits. So you do get a lot of color, combos with the Normandy linen when I do dye it. And it is thick enough to be able to be an accent in a bag. The Hobbit's Journey bag that I made, I used some pieces of linen in the interior of that. So you can definitely use the Normandy linen as an exterior or an interior for a bag. But the one I find, if you want the linen look, with a little bit more of a cotton canvas sturdiness, because don't get me wrong, this is gorgeous, but it definitely could catch, okay? So you definitely could get pulls in the Normandy linen. It still is a delicate, more luxurious fabric, okay? But it's beautiful. So if you want to use it, I say use it. But if you want to go with the linen look, and when I say linen look, it kind of has, you can see where the threads might be a little thicker at places. It has a very vintagey vibe to it. Then I would say to go for the linen cotton canvas. And this pre-order that's going on right now, This is the first time that we're offering linen cotton canvas to be printed on. It's usually and will continue to be one of my dyed fabrics that you can get dyed, because it does dye beautifully. But I wanted to offer it as well in print because some people really love the vintagey vibe of it, and because we're also doing a historical romance series, I thought some of the fabrics would look really great on that linen cotton canvas. So the linen cotton canvas, and I don't, unfortunately, the camera probably isn't going to pick up how gorgeous the lines of the linen cotton canvas are, but take it from me, it just does have more of that vintagey vibe to it. Jackie says, sorry, was brushing my dog and got to the keyboard, but I do have a question. I'm now kicking myself for not getting Lux Sateen in the pre-order. Do you combine shipping if I place another order? Yes, I do. So when we, right now we're small enough to do that. As of today is May 5th, 2024. If you're watching this video in the future, I might not be at the place to do that. But right now, when we do, we process your pre-order. When it's time to ship your pre-order, that is when we'll go through. We'll see how much it costs to ship your pre-order, and then any overage we refund you. So Jackie, you're good. If you want to place another order. All right, so linen cotton canvas. Let me grab the linen cotton canvas stuff that I have so that I can show you just how the linen cotton canvas looks. This is linen cotton canvas. This is linen cotton canvas. Have anything else? I think that's it. All right, so both of these are dyed. I don't have it printed with me and made into anything. But you might be able to see some of the weave on this dyed. So this is the dyed linen cotton canvas. You can kind of see how the weave of this is a little bit more, you can kind of see the lines of the weave. And like I said, it just does dye beautifully. Here, this one, you might be able to see it more on this one. Let me see. Let's pull the light, not the camera. There you can see it, I think. It just has just a really cool weave to it. And so, like I said, if you're looking for something that just gives it a little bit more of a texture, the linen cotton canvas is really, really great for that. So it's great for the exterior bags. It is going to be a canvas thickness, right? I do still interface my linen cotton canvas because now I know this is going to scare some of my bag people, but because there's linen in it, linen does have a wee teeny little bit of stretch, okay? So you definitely want to interface it with a very thin, like So Fuse something if you're going to want it to have like a structure that it's not going to give anywhere. What prints are available in the brush cotton? Every single one of our prints that are part of the pre-order, you will be able to get them in the brush cotton, either in 1 yard cuts or 2 yard cuts. So all of the bases that when you go and look at our prints, you'll see all the bases that is available in for pre-order. Now during retail, it'll just depend on what I have, but I usually try to make sure if I do a retail drop, it's Kona, Lux Sateen, and usually basket weave are the main 3 that I try to have for a retail drop. But for pre-order, just go over, look at the different prints that I have, and you'll see when you click on it, the list of all the different bases that are available during pre-order to be able to get the prints. But the linen cotton canvas is definitely one I will say, it is one of my dyed fabrics, but we just started offering it for the print pre-order to be able to get the linen cotton canvas printed as well. And I feel like it's a really great base if you are a bag maker. And I would also say home decor. I don't know about apparel. I feel like it would, I mean, maybe like bucket hats, you know, bonnets. You probably could use it for apparel. maybe short, you know, something that's a little bit more tailored, you could definitely use it for that. Okay. See you, buddy. All right. What's next? Dyed bases. Okay. So, the different dyed bases that we're going to go through are first poplin. So poplin is the thinnest cotton woven that you can get from us. Okay. And I say thinnest just because if you're looking for something that's light and airy, or you're looking for a great lining for something, whether it be a coat, whether it be a bag lining, or you're looking for a cotton that's just economical as far as for you know, different projects, especially for my people who are selling their bags. You know, this is a great dyed base that you can get from us is the poplin, the broadcloth poplin. And so you'll see here, this here, and this was scrunched down in something. So let me poof it a little bit. But you can see this here is one of my dyed poplin pieces. Okay, so I do have this interface. I have that interfaced, and there is foam in there. But all of our dyed fabrics, you're going to see that I carry a lot of our prints will match. I try to make sure that I'm pulling colors in our prints that are going to match dyed fabric. So the poplin is really great for just accents or linings. It is also great if you are doing children's clothing, you know, anything that you're going to need a fair amount of something. I feel like the poplin I do have when I dye fabric, it is one that I usually try to have maybe a 1 yard cut for. And so poplin is a really great, it's a thinner cotton woven. It isn't see-through, like, you know, you can't necessarily see through it. It just is a more lightweight than what our Kona is, okay? Janie asked, linen cotton canvas would make a great spring jacket. It totally would. Like I said, something is a little bit more tailored. I feel like the linen cotton canvas would be great for as far as apparel is concerned. So that's cotton poplin. That was one that I made with cotton poplin. This is also one that I made with cotton poplin. And this one here, I love this bag. I love how it turned out. Because I know I say a great lining, but if you interface it correctly, it makes a banging exterior. All right. And so this is lined with Sofuse first, then Decoville, I think heavy, or Decoville light. And it really is like a great exterior with it being dyed. And so, and economically for this bag, to make this bag, if you are someone who sells at shows, you could totally, the poplin would be a great option for that. And then I think I lined this with some water resistant canvas on the inside. Yeah. So, you know, just because I say like, oh, it's a great lining, don't let that stop you from trying to play around with it to use it as an exterior, because you could totally use it as an exterior. It's just one of those that I would definitely, because of the lightness of the fabric, I would interface it a little bit more, so that you get your structure out of it. But the cotton poplin is primarily one, we don't offer that in prints. You'll see that in our hand-dyed fabric when we release our hand-dyed fabric. Usually it'll be either I'll always have it in the retail release, which is usually the first of each month, except for during pre-orders. And so usually then during pre-orders, it's like after the pre-order closes when I release the monthly dyed fabric. And then you'll also see the poplin in our dynamic fabric kits as well. So which offers you 2 different hand-dyed fabrics, as well as some fat quarters and Kona, and our tag collaborations with the Heartwood and Hide Co. But the poplin is really a great option. I don't think I have anything else in the poplin. Now the next one that I don't have anything made out of it, but I will tell you that as far as hand-dyed fabric, the cotton sateen, what's the difference between Luxe sateen and cotton sateen? It's the weight. So the weight of the Luxe sateen is it's heavier, and that's why I said it's a good bag making exterior, because it's less likely that it's going to snag on something. If you interface it, you're not going to have to interface it a lot. The cotton sateen is lighter, so you can still use it. I have plenty of people who've used it as exteriors. I just would really encourage you to make sure you interface it well, and that it doesn't have as much, like I said, like that structure to it. So it could snag if someone's not careful. And I feel like this also has the sheen. So when I dye it, you do see like it has a sheen to it. It's gorgeous. But I would just be careful using it as an exterior for a bag. A lot of people do though, so don't let me stop you. All right, next is our sailcloth. The sailcloth, by far as bag making is concerned, I would say I feel like people snag up the sailcloth really quick when I do a hand-dyed drop. And that's because it really is, out of all of the fabrics, it is your traditional canvas. It's not super heavy, but it's not light canvas. And when it dyes, because of the weave, and I don't know if you can see it, but it really creates really amazing splits in the dye. And when I say splits, I mean splits of color. And so, let me see what I have here. That is, I think I only have this, that is sailcloth. So this is the bottom of a bucket bag that is using the sailcloth. I don't have it interfaced at all. Okay, this is just the bottom of the bag. Okay, and when I dye with it, so this was a purple, you can see like the splits in the dye just get gorgeous. So you'll see sailcloth, you won't see it in print. This is a fabric that I dye, and it'll be on every dyed release, and it'll be in the dynamic fabric kits occasionally. But it really is a great base to use for bag making. I would also say, for those of you who are doing home decor, this is a great home decor fabric. You could totally make curtains with this. You could totally do any outdoor, you know, pieces of home decor. I mean, it really is a great base. Very, very sturdy, and I mean, sailcloth. That's what it is. So I really love dyeing with this. It really does create a lot of great dimension in the fabric. All right, next, our denim twill. Okay, so denim sometimes scares people because of the thickness. And because it is a denim twill, it's not as thick as what your like jean, traditional jean denim. Not necessarily the jean denim we see today that's like the stretch jean. Traditional denim is usually fairly thick, right? This denim twill is not super thick. It is one of our thicker bases. I would say comparable to the basket weave, it's probably just under the weight, the thickness of the basket weave. It's under that. But I do dye this. This is not one that you'll find print. You'll find it traditionally and dyed. I'm not saying forever we won't print on it, but for now, it is definitely one that you'll find it more in dyed. And it's because it dyes amazing. So this is a dyed piece of denim, and you can see just how beautiful it gets when we dye it. So the denim is great for bag making. Also, gosh, apparel, you could do apparel with it for sure. It really is a great Great base, and it is very, very soft. If you haven't purchased any of our denim, it definitely is a very soft denim. It's not like a coarse feeling denim. Here's another bag that I did with denim. This is almost the entire thing is denim. This one glows in the dark. I did a glow in the dark series last year, but this is dyed denim. And I forgot I had these bags over here. So here's one with basket weave. So this is the basket weave canvas and printed. This is definitely more of a bag. The basket weave is more of a bag fabric. Here's, I think this is brush cotton that I have on this one. If I can grab it. So this is, the pink is brush cotton. Yep. So you can see that this has foam in it, but it definitely still makes a really nice exterior. And then the interior of this is the Normandy linen. So you can see that. So those are our dyed bases and our print bases. Like I said, the dyed bases can fall over into our print bases, our bag making bases, and so forth. But traditionally, you're going to find that whatever prints are in our pre-order, you'll see all of the different bases that we offer in print. Apparel. That's this last little one. Again, if you have questions about any of the bases, about what you use them for, about the machine you use them on, please let me know. All of these bases I would personally say are domestic friendly, and I do, once I interface them, I sew them on my Sailrite Fabricator, which is an industrial machine. So I feel no matter what machine you're using, you're fine using any of these fabrics. All right, the first apparel base is, it's so pretty. I did make a dress with this. It is our organic layered gauze, and you can get this print, and it is not a see-through gauze. So if you're wanting to make like a skirt, a flowy skirt, I would highly recommend this is the fabric you want to go with. I'll show you. I do have, this was a dress I made. And so the bottom is in the layer gauze. And it's so soft to the touch, but it's light. So it's great for summer. But this is just a really pretty, I would say definitely even if you're doing home decor, how great, this would be great for curtains, like flowy curtains as well. Just a really pretty fabric. So the layered gauze is great. Highly recommend that. And then the next is our Sport Lycra. Now, I haven't personally sewn anything yet with our Sport Lycra. I'm a new apparel person, new to sewing apparel for me. I used to make clothing for my kids all the time. But the Sport Lycra, what I love about the Sport Lycra, and this was something that when I was looking to see like were we going to offer stretch, you know, some Sport Lycras, when you print them, the what do they call this? How it responds, how it like goes back. All right, so you'll see that when I stretch, you're not getting, like even on this, it's not getting white underneath there, right? So you're still seeing the print. And I think that's one of the things that I really wanted to make sure that even when it would stretch, you're not losing, it's not distorting the print. You get what I mean? Next is our eco-organic knit, which is, I dye this as well, as you can get it in print. So this is like your sweatshirt stuff, okay? Like this would be the stuff for like your thin sweatshirts. Okay, that's what I have It's really soft. Okay, it is very breathable, but it is eco like friendly. It's what do they call it? Modal wood. It's wood pulp. Which is pretty amazing that they can turn it into fabric. And it does have a little bit of a sheen to it on one side. And so it is super, super soft. So if you aren't a stretch person, or you want to give apparel a try, and I sewed this on my domestic machine, not because my serger was giving me problems. I needed a new plate on my serger, and I sewed most of this over on my Bernina. So the Eco Knit is really great. I love that. I did also make this blocked hoodie with it. Okay, it's just super, super soft. And then the last one that we have is our large blocks thermal, which I just feel is different and unique. It's not something you see a lot of apparel people using, but it adds dimension to your stuff. So that I used on this block hoodie as well. And, you know, when it's printed on, it is a little stiffer when it's printed on, but once you wash it, like I've washed this, it's so soft now. So it is a really great apparel base. So those are the different material bases that we have here at Thunderbird Handcrafted. You can go and boop Apollo Snoot and get yourself a free fabric pack code. Okay, and when you get your fabric pack, you also get this card that also has a coupon. So you can use that coupon. If you didn't know there's a coupon there, there's a coupon there. And you can use it whenever you want. I also do have on the back of this card which bases, even if they're not in your little sample pack, which other bases are also dyed, which ones also work for apparel, which one also are print bases. And Jackie's like, ah, well, there you have it. So go boop the snoot so that you can get your free fabric sample pack, and you can also get that coupon that's on there. Our print pre-orders, like I said, we do have 4 a year. Right now we're doing the one that starts in April and ends in the beginning of May. So we only have about a week left in our print pre-order. We always try to have some new print series for you, usually in a bookish or fandom inspired way. And then we try to carry, like I said, also in the pre-orders, our garden series, our watercolor series, our library series, as well as our embroidered series. A lot of those I'm thinking about what dyed colors am I going to do in dyed fabrics. And those are ones I would say if you want to try to combine dyed with print, those are the series I would say you will for sure see dyed fabric that will coordinate with them. But you will also be able to probably coordinate the dyed fabric with our bookish prints. Currently, our bookish series are our Defy Gravity, which is, oh my gosh, I have a whole bunch of stuff piled on top of each other over here, which is our Wicked Wizard of Oz series. So you can see our Glinda and our Elphaba inspired. So there's a lot of different prints in the Defy Gravity series. And then our other one is our Bridgerton historical romance series, which is the one that's most close to my heart because I love Bridgerton so much. I just finished romancing Mr. Bridgerton. So you'll also find that we do have tags. We work with Jade and Chris over at the Heartwood and Hide Co. To create tags that go along with our inspired series. So you definitely want to go and check out those because the Bridgerton series, the historical romance series, I don't foresee that coming back until next spring. But the Defy Gravity series, we might offer that again in November just because that's when the movie comes out. but yeah, you'll definitely have to go over and check them out because that pre-order does close in what, 5 days on May 9th. And like I said, our pre-order turnover over time is 7 weeks from the close. So starting on May 10th, it'll be 7 weeks from there. And we usually are a little earlier than that. So you can ask anybody who's done a pre-order with us before. We try to get things out fairly quick for you because we want you to be able to make your makes. And yeah, so we're doing this one, which is our summer. Then August, we'll do our fall pre-order. And November is our holiday pre-order. And January is our spring pre-order. So we do 4 pre-orders a year. And then every month, I release a limited retail hand-dyed fabric that has a sprinkling of a little bit of each base that I dye. So you might see like 4 pieces of sailcloth, 4 pieces of denim that are all dyed with a similar color. And then our dynamic fabric kits, there are 15 to 20 of those a month, and they come with 2 pieces of hand-dyed fabric, 2 fat quarters in Kona cotton, and then they'll also have tags. And then we are releasing, do I have them here? I think I do. Starting in June or July, I haven't fully decided yet, we will be releasing hand-dyed binding that will, I'm going to also show you how to do my binding technique that is super easy and makes it look very professional. So you'll see 3-yard cuts and 6-yard cuts of hand-dyed binding, and those will be in a variety of different colors as well. So that's what's going on here. If you have any questions about your fabric bases or while you're doing your orders, again, at this point in May of 2024, we are still a very small business. And so I try to get back to your messages. I try to answer your questions as quick as I can. You are always welcome to email me at jenna@thunderbirdhandcrafted.com. And if you have questions about your orders, anything like that, but feel free if you have questions here to pop them in the comments at any time. I will do my best to get back to you when I can. This time of year, I am outside dyeing fabric because I dye all of my fabric for a full year in the months from May until September. And so I will be very busy in the dye workshop. Binding, yes. I'm very excited about it. It is an 1 3/4 binding, which is really perfect for you to make a very professional type binding technique. So I'm going to be recording a video of that. And anytime you buy the binding, there will be a QR code that'll take you right to the video and walk you through how to bind your bags. So, the really great thing about the binding, I'll share this now, is that the weave on the binding, if you can see it, is going in opposite directions. Okay, and so what that allows you to do is have just enough of stretch, but not too much stretch. That it'll really go around your corners. This color is great. So this is grape soda. Now this is a full dye of the binding. You're going to see that most of it we're not doing a full dye, but I could do some that are solid dye. But the not full dye is actually really cool looking as well. I just had 2 that I ended up doing a full dye on them, and I kind of like the other way, but we'll see. We'll give you a variety. So yeah, this color is really, I mean, you'll see it has multiple colors. You have a feeling you're going to need the binding. Yes, it's really, really cool. So we're very excited about that. So that's our new product for the summer. And you actually will see that we will be offering some of the dynamic fabric kits. You'll get binding in with the dynamic fabric kit as well. So that's exciting. If you really want the most bang for your buck, our dynamic fabric kits are by far the best bang for your buck because you're getting 2 different bases of dyed fabric. You're getting 2 fat quarters of Kona, and you're getting extras as well. And then you also get a card in our dynamic fabric kits that gives you a coupon code for multiple other small shops. My other shop besties like Wonderground Fabrics, My Little Shindig, Fabric Therapy. And so when you get those dynamic fabric kits, you're getting really the best bang for your buck. All right. I'm so glad you guys are so excited about the binding. Oh, thank you, Arlie. That's great. I'm so glad you love my teas. We kind of taken a little break from the tea. I want to think about some different blends for this holiday or do something different for the holidays. But we do still have some stock in tea right now. But the tea's kind of just taken a little bit of a back burner. Just because we have a lot with the fabrics right now to try to get everything dyed this summer to have for the full year. That is amazing. Dynamic fabric kits for the win. They really are. They really are the best bang for your buck. And so this month's dynamic fabric kit is not out yet. I'm trying to think what month it is. It's May. All of our May dyed releases will be on May 15th. For any of you who are wondering, they will be out on May 15th. Our April dynamic fabric kit was the May the 4th, so it was very Star Wars inspired, but the dyed fabric you could totally use anytime. And then we still have a few of those. We have a few left of our Hobbit's Journey, which had 2 dyed fabrics. It also had fat quarters and tags. It was a Lord of the Rings inspired theme. And then I think we have 1 kit left of February, which was our pinks and purples. It was very spring. So I think we have 1 of those left. But like I said, I only do 15 to 20 of those a month. So once they're gone, they'll never be back again. So if you like one of the dyed fabric kits, I would definitely, the dynamic fabric kits, I would grab those. And if you buy retail, I'll share this too. If you buy retail right now, because I still have all my dyed fabric on the website, as well as Vault. Our Vault is 10% off during the pre-order, and our Vault is basically prints that will not be returning again. So the Vault is 10% off right now. So if you buy anything retail with pre-order, it will ship with your pre-order. If you buy it separate from your pre-order, we'll ship it. Okay. But just so you know that if you buy it you can totally buy it with your pre-order, and we'll just hold it until your pre-order comes, and then we'll ship it all together. But if you want it to ship, purchase it separately. And then the last thing is we do have merch. I don't really make hardly any money on this. I just think they're cute. Our sweatshirts that say "So Little Shelf Space," those are available during this pre-order. And then we also have these t-shirts that say "So Sorry," so S-E-W, I'm booked. So those are available also during this pre-order. And then you can find them under Add the Extras, where you can find all of our notions and tags. Okay. All right, everybody. Oh, I'm glad. May 15th, dynamic fabric kit, retail dyed fabric. It's a good one. You're going to want it. I'm really excited for it. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. This is now almost an hour long. Sorry for those of you who catch this on the replay, but I feel like this was helpful. And I hope that if you have any friends that are fabric lovers, sewists, if you invite them over to our group, which we are currently running a giveaway, so invite people to the group. It's pinned to the top of the page. This could be a video that they can watch and hopefully get an understanding of the different types of fabric bases that we have. Hazel, great to have you here. Thank you, everybody. Dory, thank you for being here. I appreciate you all, and have a great evening.